So I just came back from 7-Eleven with my breakfast. And it's actually amazing how many options they have here. Like I was literally standing in front of the shelves and just like admiring the items for a solid 20-30 minutes because there was just so much choice and everything was obviously new to me. So yeah, it was very exciting. I saw stuff like eggs with like oyster mushrooms or pickled eggs. And just like a bunch of different stuff that I don't even remember because like they're just so foreign to me. But yeah, it's incredible. I really love it. It's so fascinating. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you what I got now. So the first thing I got is a rolled omelette. Look how cute. But yeah, I'm really curious to like taste this thing because yeah, I've heard they're quite a thing in Japan, like rolled egg omelets. But yeah, I'm wondering if it's gonna be sweet or savory. I hope it's savory because I double checked the back and it says that like the sugar content is low, so I'm hoping it's not gonna be too sweet because I'm more of like a savory breakfast person. But yeah, we shall see. And then the next thing I got is tofu with bitter melon, onion, pork, bonito powder, and soy sauce, which looks like this. So cool. So yeah, I'm very excited to taste this. I've never had bitter melon before, and I think I haven't had bonito powder either. So yeah, I'm excited about how this is gonna go. And then I just got some drinks as well. I got, yeah, like chopsticks for, you know, eating what I got. And then also, yeah, water for my day. And then I got green tea as well. I think it's matcha flavored, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, it looks very cool anyway, so yeah, that's gonna be my drink. But yeah, I got my water for the way because I'm going to Yokohama today, which is where one of my friends is from, and so I'm gonna be heading over there and we're gonna meet up and she's gonna show me around. So I'm very excited. But yeah, let's dig into the breakfast. Okay, so I just opened my breakfast and this is what it looks like. So this is the tofu with the bitter melon, and this is the cute little rolled omelette. But yeah, super excited to try it.
Countdown 3, 2, 1ことだけ騒いでるヘッドホン外しても君の声聞こえないずっと信号光る同じ時間レタフリ1000回目待つふり歩く信号消えるまたして同じ場所レタフリ1000回目待つふり空いてる席座らないで隣の君秒針みたい言葉噛みつぶした数えてた6秒 Countdown 3, 2, 1ことだけ騒いでるヘッドホン外しても君の声聞こえないループ信号光る同じ駅同じ時間
또 왼쪽 요거 맞아 나왔어? 너무 좋아. 귀여워. 어디 갔어? 아, 오 예쁘다. 와우.
How does it feel back home? Stick to the point, wish I had one. I wasn't feeling like I told you off, but I hope I have changed. And I say my line, stuck by your side. No use in sleeping next to me. Wish you could have saved it for me. No, it's not that bad. It's not bad. It's not that bad.
Would have thought adventure turned into a forest. Drinking a lot, I've been drinking myself down the drain. Used to live within the clouds, so somehow I'd stay grounded for more than 5 years. Terrified of me now, and I once knew I would about find you, so not today. Not today. Told you not to leave, or not to wander, not to breathe without your oxygen. What ifs cannot bring you back? And truth is, I'm having a bit of trouble breathing in myself. A few thousand miles away is not that far within the grand scheme of you. Seems like a lifetime, and it's been a few days since I left you. Oh, won't you come back? Not today. Not today. Not today.
hold you on to get to
Hello everyone! So I'm now back in Europe, as you can probably tell, and I'm currently editing this vlog, and I just wanted to hop on here to kind of explain the situation that happened with the train, because I feel like it's quite interesting, to be honest, and just like as a word of caution to anybody traveling to Japan, because I personally wasn't really aware of this when I was there for the first time. So yeah. So basically what happened is that I was on like a platform, because basically to go back to my accommodation, I had to take 2 trains, and I took the first one, and I ended up like at the station that I needed to change the train at. So I was, waiting for my train, and that's also like where the clip is from. I should have been on that train that was leaving there. But basically I was super tired. It was like 9 or 10 p.m. And I just wanted to get home, and that station was like literally 3 or 4 stops away from my accommodation. So yeah, it was literally like a 5-minute metro ride if I got on the right train. But basically, one thing that I did not know that I now have realized, it's not like all the trains that come to the station are not necessarily trains that are going to stop at every stop. So you have to be super careful about whether you board the local train, the super express train, the like semi-express train, the long distance. Like there's a bunch of trains that come to that station. And obviously they have like different end destinations as well, which is one thing. But even if they have the same end destination, that does not mean they will be stopping at all the stations, which is something I didn't know. And basically, after like 10 minutes of waiting, a train arrives, right? And I was like, oh, that literally says the end station that my Google Maps told me that my train was going to have. So I was like, oh, it's going literally in the same direction. So I just went on the train without double checking what type of train it is. And the thing is, the train was a super express train to a place that was like very, very far away from my accommodation. And I only realized that when I got on. And the thing is, even the layout of the train itself was kind of different. And that should have given me some kind of hint, like, oh, maybe this is not the right train. Because it was, you know how on the usual Tokyo Metro, it's kind of that like there's 2 rows of chairs that kind of face each other. In this train, it was that there were seats like back to back. So there was like 2 seats, 2 seats, 2 seats, 2 seats. It was kind of like, a normal train, kind of like a Shinkansen set out, So, I just got on and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I've never been on a train before, like this kind of train before, but obviously it was my second day there. So I didn't know that this was a completely different type of train. But basically I was checking like, oh, how many stops till, I have to get off. And then after a while, I saw that my train, like the train that I was on, passed my station, and it was like going super fast. So I was like, why is it not stopping where I wanted to stop? And basically that's how I found out that the next station is 45 minutes away. Yeah, and that's the closest station that it's gonna stop at. And I was like, oh, great. So instead of just taking a 5-minute train that's gonna get me home, I'm gonna end up outside of the city pretty much. But I was like, okay, sure, like let me just get off at the station and go back to my place. But then another thing happened. So basically, since I was clearly a foreigner and all the other people there were like Japanese, I think that's what like made. So basically there was an officer that was like checking tickets, but he was just walking around and he saw me. And I think like, again, because I was a foreigner, he was probably like, okay, let me just check if you have the tickets. But basically he came up to me and he was really nice. He came up with a Google Translate thing and he started talking to me and he was like, oh, do you have a ticket? Because this is like a super express train and you have to have tickets to like, have seats. And again, like, since I was a foreigner, I guess that's why he like came up to ask me. And I was like, no, like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, because I genuinely, like, I made a mistake. I was like, no, I didn't know this was not the train that I was supposed to be on. Because I was like, trying to explain that, like, oh, I thought like every single train that had this end station would like get me home. And like, I literally wanted to get off at like the station that was there. But it just kept going. And I was like, so stressed. And I was like, low-key, not on the verge of crying, but I was like very anxious and I was like, oh, like, why is this happening to me? But anyways, like I explained the situation to him. And I got a ticket because I was like, oh, like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was a mistake. But he was actually super nice, which I found very, very lovely. Like, I haven't experienced that kind of behavior in Europe from, like, at least, from my personal experience. But he was super nice. He came up to me and he was like, oh, like, I'm really sorry. And, like, I understand this is a mistake. But, like, yeah, you have to get up at this station. Like, you probably have to go back. But, like, again, he was super polite. Anyways, long story short, he ended up giving me the ticket and he was like, oh, you have to pay it. And I was like, okay, sure. But I was also kind of confused as how I was supposed to pay the ticket because he didn't give me like a clear instruction. Because the thing is, he told me I could pay on the spot, but I didn't have cash. I only had card, and he was like, oh, I only take cash. So he was like, oh, you should pay at like this and this place. And I was like, oh, where is this? But anyways, I was like, oh, okay, sure. And I thought I would just like figure out later on. Anyways, I got the ticket and I put it like inside my purse, whatever. And I started texting my friend, my Japanese friend, because I was like, where am I supposed to pay this ticket? I was so confused. But basically what happened is that like, I got up the next station, the one 45 minutes away, that was literally so far. And I made it onto the right train on the way back. And I just like, went back home, blah, blah. But I was super confused about the ticket because I was like, how am I supposed to pay this? And yeah, I later found out that basically there's like a little office at the station where you're supposed to pay for the ticket. Like you're supposed to come with your ticket to like this little office. And like, you're supposed to go there and pay. But it's wild to me because you know what? It's like, it's a trust system basically, which like in Europe, it blows my mind because like this would never happen here. But like, yeah, basically he gave me the ticket trusting me that I would like go back to the thing and pay later. Because the thing is, the previous day, I literally just like exited the station, like, I tapped my card, I went out, I went home without paying the ticket or anything because I was just confused. But yeah, and then I was at home. I was like, oh, how do I pay this? And, because he didn't take down my details or anything. He didn't, like ask me for my personal information. He didn't note anything down. The ticket literally said like, oh, paid this much, because like you used this service. And like, yeah, it was just crazy to me because then I could have not paid this, to be honest, but I just felt bad. And like, it's an honesty system, it's a trust system. So I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm the foreigner that like skips paying. And like, I just genuinely felt bad, like, because the like guy that was checking the tickets trusted me. So I did end up going to the station the next day and paying. It was only like, I think 500 yen. So it was like very little money. So I was like, it's fine. Let me just pay this. But like, yeah, that's the story. It was a very interesting thing because like, yeah, 2 lessons. One lesson is that you have to check the trains, make sure that you get on the local train if you're heading to a station close by. And don't make the stupid mistake of boarding a train that looks like, the seats are back to back and that goes very, very far. So yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing is that, yeah, it was just very interesting to me how Japan has such a strong trust system where literally like, this goes for everything, I feel like. And that's also why I feel like it's such a safe country in general, just because, everybody kind of trusts that the other person will do the right thing. And yeah, it works though. It works though, because yeah, I asked my Japanese friend about this, and I was also like, what would regular Japanese people do? Even though like, the ticket thing wasn't controlled, would they still go back to the station at the office and pay? And she was like, yeah, like 99% of Japanese people would, even though nobody checks and even though nobody holds you accountable for actually paying the fee. Most of them would still go and pay the fee, which is, yeah, very interesting. Yeah, big culture shock for sure. But yeah, that's just one thing I wanted to share because I feel like it was super interesting. And yeah, make sure to avoid that mistake when you come to Japan. So yeah,